What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Other Side of the Firewall podcast, where we talk about the latest and greatest in cybersecurity news, as well as we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who've made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams, and as always, I'm joined by Shannon Times.
What's up? What's up?
What's going on? So welcome to Friday's episode. This is the one where we talk about everything but cyber. So if you have not tuned in, please go back through the week. Monday, we had the AT&T article and how they're trying to shed their cybersecurity division. Tuesday, we talk about how Dole, a produce giant, all right, put some respect on the name, suffered a potential ransomware attack and they had to shut down production for a day, and just how there's second and third order effects with that, right? And then Wednesday, we have a discussion about how hackers are starting to be laid off from their companies because they have legitimate organization in this respect. They have companies forming to harbor these people and try to make money, and how they're having layoffs now too because of our current ability to stave off attacks and not pay them. So definitely tune in for that one. And then, like I said, like this is everything else. So Shannon, how was your week?
Man, it was okay. Can't complain, man. We getting snow out here in the Colorado, it seems like every week now, you know what I mean? So, which is good, right? It gets us out of drought a little bit, so I can't complain about that. But when it came to media and everything I was taking in, not much again this week, man. Like I haven't been doing too much. I should probably look into like getting rid of some of my streaming services because I'm not using them as much lately as I used to. So started let's see. I started watching this TV series Animal Control. It's so-so.
Okay, yeah, I've seen the commercial for it.
Yeah, it's so-so. And I like Joel McHale, right? Like the guy's like the main character. Yeah. He used to have a show he did. It was on ETV, then it was on Netflix, I think. That's no longer on anymore. But I mean, I like him. But yeah, the show is just kind of I don't know. I watched 2 episodes. I say give it 3 and I'm done, but I think I'm done after 2 probably for this one. I don't think they'll get a second season, but we'll see. I've been wrong before, right? I was wrong once,
right?
But, what else did I watch? I started watching some older stuff, man. I started watching Frasier again. I don't know if you ever watched.
Okay, yeah, I used to watch Frasier.
Yeah, like it's crazy to me because I don't like Seinfeld. I don't like Friends. Like I couldn't get into Cheers.
Right.
Frasier, like I watch Frasier, right?
It's a really good show. It's a spinoff from Cheers, right? Because he used to go to the bar.
Yeah. I mean, he's not in Boston anymore because Cheers was in Boston. He's in Seattle, but it's a spinoff, yeah. But I watched Frasier, started watching that again. I was like, oh yeah, this is funny. You know what I mean? What else did I watch? Oh, I started watching, I haven't finished it yet, but the comedian Some More, she's got another comedy special out.
Yeah, I saw that. I added it to my my watch list or whatever.
Yeah. It's in the queue. I think she's hilarious, right? Like I've always liked her, you know what I mean, in her comedy. So I got through a good bit of it, and I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, because like it's new. So she's talking about like the pandemic and stuff.
Okay,
it's doing, and it's just like wow. But yeah, that's a good one. That's pretty funny. I couldn't get back into Poker Face, man. Like I haven't even tried to go back and watch more of it. I don't know if you have or not, but
no.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I had another show. I only go to Peacock when I'm looking for something, right? Like it's not like I don't have a bunch of shows. It's just that one show. And the reason I have Peacock is I want to say during Black Friday it was 99 cents a month.
There you go.
So I signed up. I was like, okay, I'll give you $12. Here you go.
That's how I initially got on the Hulu. It was a Black Friday deal, and I got into Hulu because it was 99 cents a month for a year. You know what I mean?
That was the deal. So I was like, I just paid all up front. That's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, but other than that, not much else. Been watching news. I've been more into watching the news lately, man. Like I don't know. Like I've always tried to pay attention to like current events and stuff.
Yeah.
But watching more of the local stuff to see what's going
on. This is when I start to disengage. Like when people start to announce their candidacy, I'm like, I'm out of I'm it's not that I'm not into politics, not into the news 24-hour cycle of politics. So I'm like, well, now it's time for me to start tuning out until some of them start to drop off, right? Like, because it's just too many. It will be too many. And at one point, there'll probably be a good 15 people running for president. Call me when you're down to 6, maybe 7.
Then you'll pay attention, right?
Then I'll tune back in, right? When you can have an actual debate where they're all talking heads across the stage, that's when I'm like, okay, now I want to hear what you have to say. Like before then, nah, man, you got your own press conferences.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes it can be entertaining, right? Like when it comes to California's governors, right? Like they always have like a porn star or celebrity running, you know what I mean? It'll be Gary Coleman and then some porn star. You're just like, wow, running for governor, huh? Like, okay, I guess that's what it is. I'm Cali,
Right.
you know? That's not necessarily representative of the public, but
Right.
okay.
It's a very, very small population.
Yeah. Yeah, like granted, you have Hollywood out there, but that's still less than 1% of 1%.
Right. It's a very big state.
Yeah.
That could become two states, right? Like, weren't they trying to do that at one point? They're like,
It was talked about a
NorCal and
north and
SoCal.
south. Yeah. Yeah. But like that's not gonna happen. No.
Yeah. Like all the money is on one side versus the other.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was political differences too, right? Like that was another reason why, right? It's like you got some of these politicians saying people that vote blue can't, if they move to red states, they can't vote. And I'm like, come on now, what are we talking about now? But neither here nor there. But yeah, that's kind of it for me, man. Like I said, we've been getting snow a lot lately. So it's been, a little bit of teleworking, you know what I mean? When the roads get too bad, we get delayed reporting and stuff like that. So but yeah, that's pretty much it for me, man. Comedy, watch a little bit of some more Frasier. Actually, no, my wife and I, we started watching New Amsterdam is a TV series out there. We like the medical dramas, so that's pretty good. We like that. We're in the first season though, right? Like it's one of those things where like it usually happens this way. Like even though we watched House, like as we got into the later seasons, it was kind of like, it's too formulaic now. Like I already know. Like the first thing you try to diagnose is cancer, like always, right? First thing you're gonna always try to diagnose and you rule that out. Like it became the same thing over and over. But the first season, we kind of like it. My wife and I, we go back and forth. I'm like, these two are gonna hook up. You know what I mean? Like they're seeing other people right now. I was like, but I see it, I feel it. Like I'm just telling you. Every
like
once
the
in a while,
Grey's Anatomy,
yeah.
Same thing, yeah.
I never watched Grey's Anatomy. I never have. Like it must be a good show though. It's been on for 15, 16 seasons or whatever it is. Right? But
I stopped 6 seasons ago. Is this too many? I can't do a show longer than like I gave them a good, I don't know, like 8 seasons, and I'm just all right. Well, let me know how the finale is. Like I can't keep going.
Yeah, but by the time you get to that, you've missed so many seasons. You're like, I don't even know who's
gonna be a brand new cast, probably.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, but that's pretty much it for me, man. What about on your end?
Actually, I've been getting in the past week or so, right? So we talked about it. I got addicted to the game called Hades. It's like a roguelike. So I'm still playing it. It's becoming more fun as I understand more of it, right? Still haven't beat it. I'm terrible at this genre. But you do get better. It's just I don't know. I always mess it up, right? Because it's procedurally generated. So you never do the same run twice. Every time you go through, you can influence certain things as you start to gain knowledge of the system, but I don't know exactly where I'm going to wind up at and what weapons I'll have at that time, right? So it's always like, I should have picked the left door instead of the right door. I would have this instead of that. But it's fun. I'm enjoying it. Atomic Heart came out, so that is a first-person shooter based in an alternate timeline where the Soviets won the war, and they took the tech and then they became like a great power, right? Like so they have a bunch of future tech in a retro world type situation, but it all goes to hell. It's usually like it's like a BioShock. I don't know if you've heard of BioShock. It's one of those. It's a utopia that devolves into just madness. So it's one of those. It's getting some heat though. Obviously because the current situation in Ukraine and in Russia. Even though the story shows it's a dystopic story, right? Like everything's gone to hell. It's still it showed how people have an issue with it. Showed it being a utopia. And just the current climate is no one is on Russia side for good reason, right? So it's just like, well, maybe you should have held onto the game a little bit longer until the situation was resolved. I'm sure they thought about that, and they're just like, well, we don't know when it's going to happen, and we don't suspect people will necessarily latch on to the first 10 minutes of the game when the next 30 to 40 hours is a complete nightmare situation.
Yeah, but how much production time was put into that before it got to this point, right? Like, yeah, it may I don't want to say influence, it may be mirroring current events a little bit, right? With what's going on, but
Yeah.
they've probably been writing that story for 4 years, 5 years, you know?
Right, right.
So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So I don't know what could have been done, but it's a very pretty game. I'll give you that. The story is okay. I'm still kind of getting through it slowly. Combat is fun. However, the main character, so like it's set in the Soviet Union in like the 50s, I want to say 50s, maybe the 60s. But the character is a very dude bro type character, right? Like he is of that region or whatever, but because Americans, we're playing a game, right? It's been catered to us, so they gave him kind of like he's not Duke Nukem bad, but he's not great. So his interaction with the rest of the world is kind of annoying. Like I want him to talk less. He's not a silent protagonist. He talks a lot. And then there is a weird part where there's a vending machine you use to upgrade your tech. It has its own AI. It is over sexualized. Like it is really graphic what it's telling you to do to it. Like it's really weird. I don't know why they went that direction. So it's kind of strange. So I can't play the game for my kids. I literally so I only get to play for very short windows of time. That's why it's taking me so long to get through it. Um, and aside from that, I want to say I was playing something else. But it's those two main games that I'm currently playing. And then we had a family movie night, so we watched Wakanda Forever. So me and the kids had seen it, but it was Shamir's first time. Everybody liked it. You know, it's a good movie. Sad, right? Like it picks up right at the like it just jumps right into the action. So it's a pretty sad movie, but we enjoyed it, man. You know, popcorn and pizza and wings. Watched it, so it's pretty good.
Wow. Y'all do it up for real for family movie
It's
night.
been a long time since we had. I can't remember the last family movie night. It was probably like what was that Encanto, but it was something. But yeah, we tried to like it was a really good movie. Like we'll try to kind of like make it an event type situation. That's why I wish Ant-Man Watch just came straight home. We could have did that one. But no, it's good. Like it was a good movie. Saw it for the second time. Same emotions. It's like, man, I wish Chadwick could have been in this movie. It would have been a totally different movie, right? But I like how they gave him homage and they paid tribute to him and they kind of moved it along. So there can be a Black Panther 3 in the future. Like I don't know how many years that'll be from now, but um, watch that and did not watch Poker Face, but there's something else I watched. Can't remember what it was. Must not have been that great. So it's not sticking out in my memory. Actually it was great. It was the Last of Us, like because it comes out Sunday, right? We record Sunday morning and then the show comes out Sunday evening, so I forget about it by like I'm ready for the next episode. But I've been watching that with my wife and really loving it. They're doing a really good job. Like this is what a game adaptation should be. Like they should take notes and from here on out they should do this. Halo was not it. Like The Last of Us is. They're doing a really good job. So I'm super excited. It's almost done. It's almost I think it's 8 episodes and they're right there. Like today is episode 7. So we're almost at the end of it, which is crazy to me because the game is like 20 hours, maybe 30 hours if you try to find all the things, all the stuff. And they're really on track. Like they didn't miss a beat. Like they didn't miss something. I'm like, oh man, they didn't have this in there. Like no, they've nailed all of the key points, and they've even broadened some other characters and events that you don't really get a good sense for in the game, but now they've kind of broadened that universe in the TV show. So I love it. It's great. Shannon just couldn't hang on past the first. He couldn't even make it through the first episode.
Like you say it's good. I got some coworkers say the same thing, and I don't know. I can't. It hasn't made me want to go back and try to
Right.
watch it again to get back into it. I'll be like, I could finish up that last 20 minutes or so of the first episode that I couldn't get through, and then go forward from there. But nah, I don't think it's for me.
Right. But no, it's again like they did a really good adaptation. So hopefully they do the same thing for God of War. and Horizon, if that does come to fruition. Speaking of Horizon, that was the other thing. So I didn't play it yet. So Forbidden West dropped on I forget what they call it now, PS Plus Premium Action multi-platform. Like they just, the name just keeps getting longer and longer and longer.
Right.
But it dropped on there, and I'm just like, I can't get through the first game. I just have to keep repeating myself. Why don't I just jump to the second game? What do you think? Can I just jump straight to the second game? Like watch the YouTube video on how the first one ends and then just jump right to the second?
I don't think so, man. Maybe you can, and I haven't played the second one yet either. I wanted to play the second one, but I got all the way through the first one, again, over 100 hours, with DLC and all that. But there's so much that goes into the telling of it. Like if you watch like a YouTube video on it, it's going to be like a 20-minute video or something like that. Go through like this, that, and the third. But I mean, but you take so long to get back into it, like you got to relearn the mechanics and everything.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on right now. I have to, every single time, because it's not as like, it's very robust systems in there, right? So I'm just like, I don't remember how any of this works.
I don't know if the second one will make it to where they may assume you know some stuff because you've already played the first one as well, right? When it comes to, no, maybe not, because with gameplay they're going to tell you what to do anyway, right? Like press square to fire arrow or whatever it may be.
Right.
Like they're probably going to go into all that and not, they probably can't assume everyone's played the first one, but there will be some characters that come up that you'll be like, oh yeah, they were in the first one. You know what I mean?
Right.
They just be like, I don't know who that is, but whatever. Can we go fight some more stuff? Can we go?
Right. That's why I'm hoping that I can fill the gap, because I just don't think I'm gonna make it through that first one. And then get to the second one, right? Like I might just have to jump.
Then just do it. So that's the thing, then, right? So just do it, right? Because if you get to the second one and you're in the same boat where you're like, man, I just can't get through this, then you've missed nothing, right? At that point,
right?
But if you play the second one and you're like, yeah, I'm just totally lost, I don't know what it is, then maybe it will inspire you to go back
to the first one.
Yeah.
Because I might do the same thing for Spider-Man. I still have not beat that game. I just
what?
it's not a bad game. It's just it's taking forever. Which used to be a good thing. It used to be a good thing. Like, okay, I get all this, I get my money's worth, right? I get to play this game for a very long period of time. I don't want it to end. Now it's the exact opposite for me. I get so many free games because of Game Pass and the PS, whatever they call it now, subscription. There's so much stuff I want to play. It's like, do I go back? Because I can just jump straight to Miles Morales. That's a shorter game.
The second one's coming out this year too, isn't it?
Yeah, in fall. So I'm just like, I got to get on it if I'm going to get on it.
Yeah, I don't know about that, man. I like that one too, but again,
that one's easier to jump back into though. Like, so I could just jump right back into it.
You think so?
Yeah, because I put it down for almost a year. Like I rented it and it was on PS Now, and then that merged into whatever it is now, and then I jumped back into it, and like legitimately I picked up the save, which I was not very far, and I just started swinging. There's a few things where I was just like, I don't know how to do this, like how to make my upgrades and stuff like that. So I had to go kind of back and watch a video on that. But I was able to, kind of overcome it. It wasn't like Horizon, you have that wheel and you have to like make your arrows and.
Yeah, but like with Spider-Man, there's so
swinging. It's just swinging.
No, but it isn't though. Like when it comes to the battle portion of it, there's so many different things you can do. Well, maybe because you didn't get that far though. So like you said, I didn't get that far when I picked up on the save, but like start to get in that game, like
like if I was like at the end of the game, I'm sure I would get my butt kicked.
Like,
no, I kept getting to the Kingpin fight and then having to do something else. It's like very beginning of the game.
Yeah. You didn't get far. Yeah. So man. Between the two of those, though, I'm thinking about it. Like Spider-Man is probably the one that you would really want to get back.
Want to finish?
Yeah, man.
I think I think the thing that says I'm like 57% or something like that. It's like, but this game will not end, and then there's DLC that's free now, so it's just part of the game.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's a preference thing, right?
Man, but I definitely want to play the second one.
Yeah, so, for sure. You have to.
Yeah.
Or I just can't talk to you anymore. This is done.
This is cut it off. Shut your laptop.
This is it. No.
So I just gotta make the time, which is crazy. Like I used to it felt as though I had infinite time. I would get through like 12 games a year at one point. Then you know, family and work and studying. So um and speaking of which, I'm taking it's a self-paced, it's a CMMC 2.0 class. So kind of teaches you like kind of the transition from 1.0 to 2.0. So it's like give me all of the foundation right now, and then it's going to show me the differences between the two, just out of curiosity. Because it will be a thing, right? So I kind of want to dig into that. And then there's another one that I got that's only like an hour and some change for Cloud Strike, or is it Cloudflare? I think it's Cloud Strike. Just how it's implemented and used and things of that nature. So LinkedIn, man, people will pop up and be like, "Oh, I got first 100 people get free training," just so they can get it out there and then advertise. And then usually I get the message. I just like, all right, I'll jump in it, and then that could be my Spider-Man time. But I'm out here trying to better myself. Blah. Bah humbug.
You could be out here doing mindless games, but you're out here bettering your stuff for the
Man, I
of
could
your
be through
family,
Horizon.
your future. That's what you out here doing, right? Like trying to provide for him like a good husband and father. Like, what's wrong with you?
Terrible. I just be out here getting my game on. That's what I should be doing.
You got me out
yeah.
here,
So
you got me out here sounding like Pusha T. I'm like, yeah.
hilarious. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I will definitely like. I'm on Hades grind, so I would definitely beat that because there's a sequel coming out. I'm not sure if it's this year or next, but they advertised it. I've had 3 years to beat this game. That's just been very slow to picking it up and enjoying it. And then Atomic Heart, if I get to the end, I get to it. If not, that'd be one of the things I drop. Because it scratches that futuristic dystopic thing, that itch that I have, but so these characters are annoying. But it's so pretty though. Like they did a good job building the world, and making it visually appealing. But like these characters, man, stole them away.
I think we're to the point now, right, where like even the games that aren't good are going to be beautiful. You know what I mean?
That's
Technology
true.
progressed to that point where it's like, man, this is nice to look at. I just don't like. It'll be something about the gameplay, or it could just be glitchy, right? Like poor development overall, like poor programming. But like they're always going to look beautiful from this point forward. Now, this is where we're going to get spoiled, right? So like we're 2 years into this. I'm going to call it current generation, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Your 5 and X and S have been out for 2 years. Like we're 2 years into that. So there may come a point where it's like, oh, I don't like the way, like they just have like 2 strands of hair sticking out.
Right. I don't like the way the hair blows.
Yeah, exactly. It should be blowing, it looks like it's more of a north-south wind. Like we're going to get so picky on it. It's going to be
right.
Right. So, yeah.
That's true. That is true. Like, and especially these new engines, man. Like some of the stuff that they've shown with the UE5 is like, I can't wait for the next gears. It's going to be remarkable looking, right? But will it be fun? Because like they're always fun, but they're just like, I'm always doing the same thing, right? I'm always running into rooms with chest tight walls. Like, what are you going to do that's different? And they don't really have to do anything different. So we'll see. Same thing what happened to Halo, right? Like Halo, they actually did something different, but it's pretty much dead on the vine. Like there's no DLC. It's called Halo Infinite. It's very finite. There's no infinite about it. Like I was like, they're going to add stuff to it, right? And then they just didn't. And then I know the studio's having issues. There's been layoffs. They said the engine is unruly and hard to work on, right? Because they're still using the engine from way back in the day that made Halo. And now they're talking about maybe moving on to UE5, but will it feel like Halo, right? Because the engine has something to do with the weight, the way the game plays. Can they replicate that in UE5? I don't know. So will it still be Halo? I don't know at that point. But they got to do something, like, because you can't call a game infinite and then not make more of the game. Kind of defeat the purpose. But we'll see what happens with that one. But Ant-Man Wasp, I did not see it. I take it you did not see it either.
I didn't.
So the only review we have is Levon. He said meh.
Levon said meh, right? But I had a couple people from work that saw it and they loved it.
Really?
Yeah,
Like,
they
what is
were.
going on? Like,
Yeah,
like all of the critics are like, this is not good. Except for that, everybody praises Jonathan Majors. They're like, he
yeah,
is a great actor.
that's
This
very.
movie was not good.
Yeah, they're very consistent in their praise for Majors. No, it's one of those things where, um, even with what some of the critics have said, the two people I know from work that watched it, they were like, yeah, I that didn't seem to be the case for me. And on
Hmm.
Rotten Tomatoes, like I want to say like the critic scores are 48, but audience is 84.
Yeah,
It's like critics. Sometimes critics are just they have the job, so they feel like they have to just be disgusting in their
right. And I
eval.
can see burnout, right? Like we've been watching these movies for over a decade now. So maybe people are getting tired of that formula. Um, but I just like the it's a big range between, either you love it or you hate this movie.
So
Um,
one article I did read, and it was about the studio that was doing the CGI for it. They talked about how anonymous source, mind you, right? But like
right.
kind of got rushed into doing some stuff for it that just didn't turn out like they wanted it to. Like from what I see in the trailers, the CGI looks fine, but
Yeah.
it was anonymously sourced that they had some issues with it because they would try to do their usual level of work, but they were like, no, we got to rush this out, we got to get it. And it was talked that the studio, they also worked on Wakanda Forever, right? So because
Okay.
they're working on Wakanda Forever and they're trying to do Ant-Man at the same time, like Wakanda Forever had the earlier release date, so they put a lot of their efforts into that, and then they kind of had to push some stuff off. Like
Hmm.
the vision that the director had even got pushed a little bit, right? You know what I mean? So um that could be a thing. But like I said, when I saw the trailer, I was like, CGI looked fine to me. It looked very, very much
Right.
like
Right.
Marvel always does. So
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm interested to see. But now I'm even less inclined to go see it in theaters.
yeah,
Just wait till it comes home.
I'm
Right,
with you.
that'd be family movie night.
There you go.
And they said the drop off is like 72% from week 1 to week 2. They had a very high opening, and now because of word of mouth and all that stuff, it's going to have a very weak for Marvel week 2, right? So I think they said it went from 100 million to like 30 million week 2.
I want to say it was like 120 the opening weekend.
Yeah, sometimes it's a huge drop off though. So hopefully that hopefully still makes us money, but hopefully that makes it come to Disney Plus sooner, right? Like
That would be
I want
nice.
6 months. Like give it to me in 90 days,
Well,
120 days.
I mean, Disney Plus is doing a very good job of getting them out there in 90 days, right? Because Wakanda Forever is on there, and that came out in November, right?
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
So
Was that because they wanted to get it into February for Black History Month though?
oh,
Or
you could be onto something.
I don't
Well,
know.
no, I'm going to say all of them have been about 90 days
90
though.
days? So I can wait 90 days. I can stay off my timeline. Like anytime I see anything to do with Ant-Man, like whoop, for 90 days, I could do that.
Yeah, because I think Thor: Love and Thunder was the same way, but that one wasn't as greatly received either, though. You know what I
Right.
mean? So
I thought it was good. Like I think it felt the pacing was off. Like, but like when it came to being a Thor movie, it wasn't the best Thor, but it was in Dark World.
no, it was not Dark World. I think everybody says that too. Like, oh, it wasn't the best one, but it wasn't Dark World. Like,
Yeah, Dark World was
that's it.
terrible. It
Yeah.
wasn't. What was the best one? It was probably Ragnarok. So it wasn't. Was it Ragnarok? Was that the best one?
Ragnarok was probably the third. The third one might have been the best. Yeah,
Yeah, that was with his sister.
his sister.
Yeah, Helena. She breaks
Oh yeah,
Mjolnir.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mjolnir?
Yep.
I can't pronounce it.
Mjolnir, not a thing.
Mjolnir.
Yeah.
Mjolnir. What's she call it? Meme.
Meow meow. She called him meow meow.
Meow meow. She pro meow
my
meow.
my hammer Monia. Yeah, we'll find meow meow. Yeah. Yeah. But
But yeah, we'll see. And like so Marvel's doing a bunch of restructuring, or not restructuring, but just like changing their timelines as well, right? Like they said they have a bunch of TV series coming out, but now they're gonna slow them down. So they're doing some stuff. Like the Blade movie had to get like not even rebooted. I don't think it even made it to production yet. Like they're just like this script not working.
so it hasn't even made it to production, but like you've heard Mahershala Ali, you've heard him
Mhm.
already, and it was an end credit scene, right?
Yeah, it was
I can't
the
remember what it was.
Eternals.
Eternals. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
But
like
yeah, they said it was not working out well. The movie was more talking than action, so they had to start back from scratch.
I like it. I like it.
Because it plays about that action. Like I get lore all day, but you can do the lore in the movie. Like I want to see like what's the first one? The first Blade, like it starts off in the club, right?
Club. Yeah, yeah.
It's just
Yep.
right off the bat.
Yeah.
Techno blades,
Mhm. Yeah.
blood flying.
Blood coming out of the sprinklers, like all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get to
So,
that. Like if it's
right. So
and
yeah,
here's the thing. A lot
that's how this movie has to jump off. It has to. It has to.
like, and here's the thing, right? In this day and age, like I could see it more way back in the day before the internet was as prevalent as it is, right? But like if you say you're going to put out a comic book movie, like people can go into Google and see the lore, see the startup for all of that,
Yeah.
right? You don't have to spend a lot of time going into it. Like you can spend 10 minutes on that and then be like, all right, it's time to go do what you do now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you have to put a lot into it. So yeah.
And I'm not the anti-story guy, right? Like I'm not saying you are, but
I am. No, I am. You're correct. I
but
am.
when you say Blade, I expect off the bat straight into action. So
Yeah.
there's no pulling punches on Blade. So I think they like, and it's all off the record, but it was like it was an article I read was saying like Mahershala Ali was like, no, this is not working. And then other people at the table were like, yeah, this is not a Blade movie. So let's figure this out. So I'm down for it.
So how far did it get pushed then?
That I don't know. Because now that what is it, Bob Iger? Now that he's back
at Disney?
As CEO of Disney, like he's making some changes. I think he was saying that there's just too much content too fast. Like it wasn't quality content. And that's what they're trying to get back to. So to slow some of this down. Because I didn't hate Miss Marvel, but it's just wasn't I liked aspects of it, right? I liked the cultural aspects of it. I liked the visuals were nice, but the story didn't lead to nothing. Like it's like, so you just did this to get her ready for the movie, but that movie ain't coming out for a minute now. So you could have took more time.
I thought that was coming out this year.
Is that this year?
Man, I could be
I
wrong.
ain't seen that one trailer or a hint, which they don't do anymore anyway. Like Disney will hold on to a trailer until like last minute. So that could be it too. Because the Wakanda Forever trailer didn't I didn't see that until what, September?
Really?
Like I think it was like a month or two before the movie came out. Like it was danger close.
The Marvels comes out July 28th this year.
Okay, so that's middle of the year. So they still have to get through Guardians. So they can't show you.
Guardians is May, right?
Is it May? Yeah.
I think
that is the spring movie because it's not summer yet.
May 5th, 2023. So yeah, so the way they usually do it though, so that's actually more than what they're gonna do because they gotta have one in November this year too, right? They gotta have a release of a movie. So the way they do it is usually you have the February one, which was Ant-Man.
Yeah.
And I think Black Panther was that when it came out was the February one. Maybe I could be wrong on
when the first one came out.
Of a May, yeah, when the first
I think so. Yeah.
Then May and then November. Thor was usually in November, but that one was last summer. They did Thor. Yeah. So yeah, like I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't think they're going to slow the movies down that are already ready to come out. I think the timeline, the future timeline, I think they're going to make adjustments to that. But the TV shows, like, because they're supposed to have, you're supposed to have Ironheart, or I think what's going to be called, like, is it going to be called Ironheart, or is it going to be called something else? I think her show is going to be called Ironheart, and then you have is it Invasion? Is that what's going to be called with the scrolls and Nick Fury will be back in that one?
Yeah. I think that's what I've heard it's called. And actually, I got to correct something here. So it looks like Marvel's got bumped to November.
Okay, yeah. So they're making adjustments.
Okay. Yeah.
Which would make sense though, because you wouldn't. Well, I mean, you're Disney, so you could do May and then July. I would still go see them.
That's close. Though,
right?
I
say that I'm not seeing Ant-Man and the Wasp. They finally, and I have not missed a Marvel flick. Have I missed any of them that came to theater? I don't think so. I think I've seen every single one as it get dropped in theater. That's
like 25, 26 movies over the years too.
I can't think of one. Like, did I see? Because I even saw Dark World, and I was like, oh.
You don't know what you don't know. You didn't know what you didn't know then, right? It's like, oh.
I think I've seen all of them in theater. Man, do I have to go see this in theater just to not break trend? But regardless, the TV shows are going to start to get pushed, um, which might be a good thing. But um, I only had like because Moon Knight was if it was getting somewhere, but it did not end well for me. Miss Marvel didn't really go anywhere. Um, and then there's another one. What was the other one?
Are you thinking?
She-Hulk. She-Hulk just ended weird.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, what? They broke the fourth wall. I get it. That's what she does. But like, it just was weird the way they put it all together for me. It's like, I feel like you're missing an episode here. You kind of rush the ending. Um, and then, yeah, those are the three. I was just like, maybe they should slow down. Like, it should be quality over quantity at this point.
Even their special ones, I wasn't too thrilled with though. So like,
Like Guardians of the Galaxy
Night,
special.
yeah, the Guardians of the Galaxy special was okay. Werewolf by Night, nah.
Oh yeah, Werewolf by Night. I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
That's not good, right? For me, just forget about it. Like they're okay, but yeah, I think they may need to slow it down because I'm super excited for it, the invasion. I'm super excited for Ironheart. There's another one though. What is the other one? It's like
Thunderbolts. You think of
Thunderbolts. There it is.
Yeah.
Is that doesn't come out this year? That comes out next year.
I think it's 24. I think
2024.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So they got a lot of stuff. Like I'm still excited and what have you. I just don't want them to mess this up. Like I want them to actually get to bringing in the mutants and all that other stuff before the end of this what would you call it, saga, before the end of the saga. I wanted to bring all that stuff in because I don't know what is next, right? Like I know Galactus and all that stuff, but like they're getting to a point where like these smaller players can't play a part, right? Like we talk about this, like you got A team and B team, you got street level, you got the dudes who flying through the galaxy. The gap is widening.
But I mean, a lot of those that they started their phase one with though, like they're pretty much all gone now anyway, right? Like I don't know if you'll ever see Jeremy Renner again. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, and that's so unfortunate. Yeah, like
so,
his whole situation.
yeah.
Because I didn't
Like,
watch his other show. His other show is like Mayor of something or
Mayor of Kingstown.
yeah, yep. Mayor of Kingstown. I heard that was really good, right? He's not going to come back the same, unfortunately.
The first season started out pretty good as it went on. I think it's me. Maybe I'm like you with video games where I'm like, I'm not going to get all the way through this. You know what I mean? Like maybe that's what it is with TV series. Like it started out with a bang. I still haven't watched the second season of that. So yeah, I can't tell you how the second season is.
Right. I mean, the critics, like again, we talk about critics, right? The critics say it's good. So I mean, at least there was the chance of doing another one, but now they're gonna have to kind of build into his real life into the story, right? Like because he's gonna be injured for some time. Like he's super rich, but I don't think he's gonna be 100% when he gets done, unfortunately.
Yeah, and he might have to have his leg amputated. I saw that too.
Right.
Dang,
that's crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, it is what it is. But Thunderbolts, July 2024. That's the release date.
You said 2024?
2024. Yep.
Okay, gotcha. So that looks like that's gonna be good. They're still adding people. They just added what's his name?
Harrison Ford is
he's gonna replace
General Ross.
Yeah, General Ross, because he passed away in real life. Now they added from Invincible and The Walking Dead, something Yoon. I can't remember his first name, but really good actor. So they're adding him to the cast as well. I don't know if he's going to be a good guy or a bad guy, but it's a team of bad guys. So who is the good guy? It's like Suicide Squad.
That's true.
But yeah, they just added him to the roster as well. So it seems like that movie's going to be packed full of people, full of stars. So that should be
Steven Yeun.
Steven Yeun, yeah. So yeah, he plays a lot of characters, but most recently, because I'm waiting for Invincible season 2 to kick off, right? I can't wait for that to actually take place. But yeah, we'll see what the future holds. Like I may have to go see that movie now. Maybe I catch a matinee. Go see it at lunchtime. Squeeze that movie in. But I would rather just watch at the house though. To be honest with you, I might have to break from tradition. They still get my money anyway. I pay for the subscription. I don't feel
Yeah,
bad.
if you're paying for Disney Plus, like, yeah, they're still getting theirs from you, right?
Remember, I was only gonna cut it on long enough to marathon. It was
Loki, you said
Loki,
Loki. Yep.
WandaVision,
Mhm.
and uh, what was the other one
Was
with
it what was it? What if? Was it what if at the time?
no, what if wasn't out yet? That's what kept me.
Oh,
That was the hook.
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, Falcon Winter Search. I was like, I'm gonna keep it for a month. I'm gonna marathon these shows. I'm gonna cut it off. And then What If came out, and I was like, you got me. I've had it ever since. So I don't feel bad if I skip a movie to watch that at the house.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so we'll see. But I think that brings us to a natural conclusion. I'll go ahead and land this plane. So thank you, Shannon, for the whole week, right? Like I think we had some really good, diverse articles. So definitely tune into the stuff you may have missed throughout the week. Definitely like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I always forget to tell you to do. Call to action, right? Share with your friends. Just keep us circulating on the interwebs, so the show can only get better. One day I'm going to have a new intro. I'm still working on that. Definitely continue to leave us your feedback. I appreciate that. Your comments on YouTube. I may start reading those on Fridays. Like that might be a thing. That might be something new to add to the slate. And then at some point this year, because this year is already rolling, I plan to have people back on the show. So I'd like to get Aisha Hollins on the show. I'd like to get maybe Mike Ware on the show. Just people who have been here from the jump, and then some new people as well. Just have to try to work in the schedule. Now that I'm back in the States, it's weird, right? Like this is the time zone I wanted to be in. However, it makes it really hard to do things, to get people on the show. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, definitely continue to tune in. Hit us up on all of our social medias. Hit me up personally. I'm at RY Security Guy. That's RYRY Security Guy. I'm on LinkedIn, Clubhouse, and Twitter. And then just continue to send us your feedback and listen to the show. Stay safe, stay secure.